one person. Hi!
Hello?
Hi! Alright. I've been having a hard time communicating lately, as demonstrated by that exchange. I found out that I've been using way too many idioms. Just egg on my face, really, but but apparently I've been walking around just making no sense to anyone, and no one told me for like 22 years, which is pretty upsetting to me. I found out because I was having a conversation with two of my friends, and I was talking about the night before, and I referred to myself as having been 3 sheets to the wind, which, as we all know, means drunk. Yes, thank you, drunk. Everyone knows that. 2 people do that. And so I said this, and my friends immediately turned to each other and said, "She just says the weirdest things sometimes." And the other girl went, "I know. I never know what she's talking about." I was like, "Never?" Isn't that something you would want to bring up with me? At some point, I would like to know that I've apparently been speaking Greek for 22 years. It's another idiom. I really need to get a hold of that. But in fairness, I do sometimes use idioms that I myself do not understand because they sound cool, and I just hope that people don't call me on it. Like, for instance, I was having an argument with a guy, and I said, you know, you really shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Because I learned to argue in the 1940s. And he was like, "No, you explain to me what that means. I don't think that you know." It's like, well, obviously, it comes from a time when horses used to travel from town to town giving gifts. I don't know. I'm still not as bad as my mom, though, because my mom uses idioms that are both confusing and also racist. When I was a kid, she used, and if she wanted to say that I was acting crazy, she would say, "You're out of your cotton picking mind." Which you can't say. You can't say that to people. And I didn't realize until I came to college and like took a culture class. And I came out like, "Mom, you gotta stop saying that now. No more." But my parents, my mom and both my parents, are really supportive of me doing stand-up comedy, which makes no sense whatsoever. It's a bad career path. But I realized recently that I think it's because they've never heard me talk about them while I do stand-up. I think that once they do, they'll probably be like, "Is it too late for you to be a doctor?" Which it definitely is. It is definitely too late for that. Which brings me to a bit that I like to call, "Now that my parents are dead." Which is not true. My parents are but I need to say that and pretend that that's true in order to talk about them and feel okay with it. Because my mom is the closest thing that you can get to being a gangster while also being like a 40-something-year-old white lady. My parents were both born and raised in the South Bronx. And even though I myself was not, I was raised by like fully Bronx parents, which is a totally different experience from like anywhere else in the country. Like, here's a really good example. I got off of the 4 train the other day, and I heard a mom speaking to her like little girl, and she was like, "I need to not hear your voice between now and when we step foot inside of our home, so help me God." And my body relaxed. I feel at home here. Which sounds really harsh and like borderline abusive. But now that I'm an adult and now that I live in the Bronx, my mom is really helpful for solving problems that I have in my life. Like, I just moved into a new apartment and I have very loud neighbors with kids who will jam on the buzzer. They'll jam on everybody's buzzer until somebody answers to let them into the building, which is like really annoying. And so I was complaining about it to my mom, and she was like, "Well, did you pour boiling water out the window?" She said that like that was the most natural solution in which I was like, "Mom, I think that's a felony." I don't really know. But I was like, "You can't do that." She called downstairs to my dad. She was like, Ray,